Democrats running in November hope a visit from the last Democratic president will help their supporters get out to the polls.
And there's a new resource coming to help Sauk County recover from $9 million in flood damage.
This is News 3 This Morning.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 This Morning. It's 6 o'clock now on this Friday, October 26th, and we have an appropriately ghoulish forecast for this Friday.
Heading into Freak Fest this
exactly.
weekend. Yeah, pretty dreary outside this morning. Clouds in the area. We have had a little bit of rain in Madison. I know the roads were wet on my way into work. A few sprinkles, you can't even hardly call them showers anymore, just sprinkles left across southern Wisconsin. And this will be the case through the day. Mostly cloudy skies with a few hit or miss showers here and there popping up as we go through the day. Temperatures early this morning are in the 40s. We're actually up 1 degree here in Madison, now 42. 40 in the Dells, 43 in Mineral Point, as well as Janesville. As you head out the door this morning, it's going to be a cloudy and cool day. I don't know if you necessarily need to bring the rain gear. Those showers will be pretty light. A few sprinkles possible with highs in the low 50s later on today. Here's a look at your first alert traffic maps this morning. We are starting to see more volume on the Beltline right around Stoughton Road. A little bit slow as well as you head northbound on Stoughton Road. Otherwise, no accidents to report right now, which is always great news. You're still going at posted speeds as you head into Madison.
'Tis the season, Danica said, when we go from those crisp fall days to kind of sloppy weather.
Yeah, that's true. We do have some rain in the forecast. We'll talk about that coming up in Maine weather.
All right. Thanks, Addie.
You're welcome.
We want to start this hour with politics as former President Barack Obama will rally for Democrats in Milwaukee later today. Tony Evers and Senator Tammy Baldwin will join President Obama this afternoon. Doors open at 12:30 at North Division High School on Milwaukee's north side. This comes 2 days after President Trump visited the Wausau area in support of Governor Scott Walker and Senate candidate Leo Buchmeier, who Baldwin and Evers are running against on November 6th. Now, tickets had to be picked up last night in order to attend today's rally, but News 3's Rose Schmidt will be there with live updates on her Facebook and Twitter pages and a recap on Live at 4.
With less than 2 weeks to go until the election, Walker and Evers will meet for another debate tonight. The Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, WTMJ, and UW-Milwaukee are hosting that debate over on the UWM campus. The most recent Marquette Law School poll showed the race between Walker and Evers to be a virtual tie. The governor held a 1-point lead over Evers, well within, though, the poll's margin of error of 3.6%. Both WTMJ and UWM will stream that debate on their websites. Now, with all the political ads inundating the airwaves this election season, you might be inclined to turn off your TVs altogether.
But political groups are using some new tactics to make sure their supporters get out to the polls and listen to their messages regardless of whether they change the channel. Christina Laurie is live on the UW-Madison campus this morning with how activists in both political parties say that's reaching young voters. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Danica. While political groups are still taking out TV ads and posting traditional signs to spread their messages ahead of the upcoming midterm elections, now more than ever before, they're turning to a new method, using technology to engage college kids, sending them political messages directly to their cell phones. Now, political campaigns and parties say they're sending more texts this year than in past elections. The practice was first used on a large scale during the 2008 election and has only increased since then. While it's illegal for companies to send texts to people who haven't given them consent, there is a catch. Political emails and texts are considered non-commercial, so they're exempt from that law. So far, the Madison chapter of Next Gen America has sent a record 1.5 million texts ahead of the midterms.
So many people are getting engaged in politics like never before and for the first time. So I can really sense that enthusiasm already, whether it's from our freshman volunteers or the people we talk to on campus. Young people, including young people who just turned 18, are fired up and inspired and ready to make their voices heard.
Because Next Gen is a liberal-leaning group, we reached out to campus Republicans, too, who agree that technology is helping engage the younger generation of voters. In a statement to News 3, they say, quote, instant messaging has been an invaluable method to communicate with members statewide, their friends and known contacts, and other young adults not otherwise reached about events and reminders to vote. Now, according to a Washington Post poll released just this week, 67% of people between the ages of 18 and 39 say they are planning to certainly vote in the upcoming midterm election. That's 25% more than said that they would vote back in 2014, which was the last midterms.
You certainly can't say you didn't know about the election and that's why you didn't vote. All right, Christina Lowry reporting live for us this morning. Thank you, Christina.
6:05 right now. A former congressional candidate and well-known Capitol protester will be detained at least through the weekend after being officially charged in federal court. A judge ordered 30-year-old Jeremy Ryan to stay in jail until a formal detention hearing Monday. The FBI arrested Ryan earlier this week for allegedly trying to buy radioactive material online with the intent to kill someone. Court documents show Ryan unknowingly contacted an undercover agent on the black market and used encrypted emails to ask for something that doesn't show symptoms but kills someone quickly. The documents did not name who Ryan planned to target with that substance. Police in Fort Atkinson are looking for a driver this morning who's accused of hitting a 16-year-old who was walking to school Wednesday morning. The teenager suffered a broken bone in his leg, I should say. The car involved in the hit and run is described as a blue SUV or pickup. Anyone with information is asked to call Fort Atkinson Police.
As Sauk County residents continue to recover from this summer's flooding, they'll have a new resource right in their neighborhood to help. The Disaster Recovery Center is set to open today in Reedsburg. It'll be set up on Main Street between Pizza Hut and Jay's Power Center in that city. Officials with FEMA, the Small Business Administration, and some other agencies will be there to help residents with any flood-related issues they might have. The DRC will be open from 9 until 6, Monday through Saturday. Now, Madison will soon have its own disaster recovery center, but city officials haven't said where it will be or when it will open. You don't need to wait for that center to open, though, to report your own damage. You can call FEMA at that number right there on your screen or go online to disasterassistance.gov. All of that information is up on channel3000.com as well.
The city of Madison says it's finally time to remove the sandbags protecting properties from this summer's flooding. The Streets Division will start collecting those sandbags on Monday. If you live in a flood zone, you should leave the bags out on a curb and not in your trash can. If you do not live in the designated flood zone, you will need to request a pickup online. There are some specific rules the city wants you to follow when you dispose of these sandbags. You can find the details over on channel3000.com. You are not required to get rid of these, though, so people in flood-prone areas are welcome to keep those sandbags for future use.
All right, we all know Will Loper is a really serious, no-nonsense kind of guy, right?
Nope. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we were shocked to hear he was previewing a movie of such epic buffoonery. Rowan Atkinson plays a much less smooth and capable James Bond in the latest Johnny English movie. Will's preview is next.
First, though, Hattie's talking about rain and snow for the first time this week, and even worse, the sun sets before 6 p.m. every day now until mid-March.
No!
Bummer. Hey, though, it's Friday, and your weekend forecast is coming up on News 3 this morning.
Good morning from the patio. Not terribly cold outside this morning, but we definitely have a cloudy day ahead. Take a look at high temperatures with clouds in place yesterday. Most spots topped in the low 50s. We have a few exceptions though, 49 in Juneau and 54 in Boscobel. Not a bad day yesterday. Today we'll add a slight chance for rain to the forecast. And by slight, I really mean a pretty small chance. Take a look at Doppler track this morning and you'll see just a few light sprinkles moving across southern Wisconsin. That'll likely be the case through the day today. Most areas staying dry, just a few spots picking up a couple hundredths of an inch of rain. Now there is more widespread rain to our south across central and southern Illinois this morning, but that's due to a storm system that's tracking right across the southeastern corner of the United States. So that precipitation is not moving in our direction. Temperatures with clouds in place this morning are generally in the 40s across the entire region. So not terribly cold. 42 here in Madison, 40 in the Dells. Camp Douglas has fallen to 39 now, but the rest of the area is at least in the 40s. Winds are very light from the east this morning and expected to stay pretty light through the day. Wind speeds will be less than 10 miles an hour, even heading into the afternoon. So despite the clouds and the small chance for rain, we don't have to worry about any wind chill factor today. Here's a look at your future track forecast model, and FutureTrack is really not excited about this chance for rain. It's really hardly depicting any rain across southern Wisconsin. And again, most areas will stay dry today. Temperatures will be back in the upper 40s by lunchtime with highs in the low 50s. Just can't rule out a few isolated showers. Staying cloudy through this evening with that same small chance for a little bit of rain as we had through the overnight hours. But take a look at the precipitation potential through the day on Saturday. We have a slight chance for rain right through Saturday, but amounts are just a couple hundredths of an inch at best in any one spot. Now Saturday night into Sunday, a better chance for a little bit more widespread rain. Amounts increase to about a tenth to almost a quarter of an inch across southern Wisconsin. Here's a look at your extended forecast then. Temperatures aren't going to move too much. We're looking at low 50s today and tomorrow, upper 40s on Sunday. A few snowflakes may mix in on Sunday, but the big change to that forecast is that things look to dry out for Halloween. Now it looks like that storm will move through a little bit more quickly, so rain chances on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. Let's get a look at your first alert traffic maps this morning with Jason Ryan. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning. Looking around the Beltline, there's no issues of a slowdown or accident or anything in either direction that'll hold you up on your commute in or out of the city this morning. In Dane County, no problems on the interstate or any of the highways going through Madison. Downtown, the only area with traffic at the moment is at East Wash and North Blair, seeing a bit of a tie-up. And if you plan on going downtown at all today, just be aware of any setup crews prepping for the square for Freak Fest that's happening tomorrow night. Drive time steady for this part of the morning. There's nothing slowing you down to where you need to go. With First Alert Traffic, I'm Jason Ryan.
All right, the actor Rowan Atkinson has brought us such memorable characters as Mr. Bean, Edmund Blackadder, and Zazu from The Lion King.
I kind of forgot about that one until you mentioned it.
I didn't even know.
Yeah. There you go. IMDb's a beautiful thing. All right, this weekend, though, he brings back his bumbling spy character, Johnny English. Here with the previews, our friend and film critic, Will Loper. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, based off the reviews and box office totals of the first two Johnny English films, I'm not sure the world was really itching for a third, but here we are. Johnny English Strikes Again? Take a look.
We have a problem.
Good.
The identities of our serving agents have been exposed.
The country is in a state of complete chaos, and the universe sends me you.
The world as we know it is in danger, and our only hope is Johnny English.
She's the key to this case. I'm not sure I've ever met a man quite like you.
Let me clear up the uncertainty for you. You haven't.
Johnny English Strikes Again is rated PG.
Till we meet again.
That was sooner than I expected.
So I have to ask, did you suffer through the first two?
You know, I saw the first one, but I have no memory of it. So that's not a high praise for it at all.
Well, you're walking in with a low expectation, right?
You know, and Rowan Atkinson, he does do good at physical comedy. I mean, I liked him in Rat Race, but they are saying, like, you go back to the old Bean days, he's way better than this.
Oh, come on, give him a break. Let's see how it goes.
You're right. I'm judging too early.
He's got a great expressive face.
He does.
I think it has potential.
So you're seeing that? Anything else for Monday?
Hunter Killer, maybe.
You're so excited for these.
That doesn't look so good either.
All right, we'll get you pumped up during the break here for your movie going this weekend.
Thank you,
I think you need it.
I do need it, yes.
All right, thanks, Will. Have a good weekend.
You guys too.
6:16 right now, and you can still walk around dressed up like a polar bear and wave to the actual polar bear at the Henry Vilas Zoo. But one thing you're not going to be doing is going trick-or-treating. That popular Halloween event got a little too popular. We'll have the details on that after the break.
And sunrise inching toward 7:30 every single morning. Soon we're going to be doing the whole show in pitch black. Gorgeous shot of the moon at least, though. It doesn't really matter on a day like today because the clouds are going to keep that sun covered. We'll check in with Hattie when News 3 This Morning returns.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Hattie McLean. On this finally Friday, we're starting with cloudy skies and temperatures generally in the 40s. The Dells now down to 39 degrees. It's 39 as well in Camp Douglas, 42 here in Madison, and 40 in Monroe. Here's a look at your wind speeds right now. Pretty light from the east-northeast this morning, less than 5 miles an hour in most locations. If you have school today, there is a chance for a few sprinkles. Generally cloudy skies, though. Temperatures climbing to highs only in the lower 50s. We'll stick with highs right around 50 through the weekend. Big change in that extended forecast, though. Looks like things will dry out for Halloween. Have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you so much, Hattie. 6:20 your time now. One of the big fundraisers for UW's Carbone Cancer Center is happening this weekend.
It is a really great event.
It is.
The 8th annual Race for Research starts on the UW Madison campus and runs along the shore of Lake Mendota. New this year, researchers are teaming up with the American Family Children's Hospital to raise money for both kids and adults with cancer. The goal is to raise more than $150,000. That 5K starts at 9 a.m. Saturday. You can still register or donate online at carbonesrace.org.
Carbone is launching another fundraiser this weekend, one that will light up the path to UW Hospital with pink. The Friends of UW Health help hang up hot pink lights outside the entrance to the hospital. It's all to highlight the number of people who have been affected by breast cancer. More than 3 million women across the country have a history of the disease. You can reserve your own pink light for your loved one by heading over to uwhealth.org/gopink. Donations to the effort will benefit patients at the UW Health Breast Center and their families.
There's a chance for young women in our area to meet up and get inspired this weekend. The Girls World Expo was created by teen girls to empower teen girls. It's a day-long event with seminars, speakers, and activities hosted by female leaders in business, government, and other industries. That includes a session on questions you can't ask your mom and another on what boys are really thinking.
We all need that.
Exactly. The event starts at noon Sunday at the Madison Concourse Hotel. You can learn more about that at girlsworldexpo.com. An organization that works to reduce racial inequities in Madison is getting $1 million to help African Americans build social connections and hopefully reduce stress-related health problems. The State Journal's reporting the UW-Madison School of Medicine and Public Health, that is, awarded that grant to the Nehemiah Community Development Corporation. Yesterday, the Justified Anger program trains black people to become leaders in a city that's predominantly white and educates white allies about systematic racism.
As part of National Bullying Prevention Month, there's an opportunity for you to talk with your kids about being kind to others with some popcorn and a soda on the side. The Marcus Palace Cinema in Sun Prairie is showing the movie Wonder tomorrow. It's based on a New York Times best-selling novel about a boy who looks a little different from everyone else. The film is all about learning to accept and embrace differences in ourselves and in others. Marcus is showing that movie at 10 a.m. tomorrow for $5. 100% of the proceeds will go to the United Way that works to make our community a safer, more accepting place. And if you'd like more ideas to start a conversation with your child about preventing bullying or how they should respond to those situations at school, we have some resources up on our Time to Talk page. That's channel3000.com/timeforkids. All right, the annual Halloween celebration at the Henry Vilas Zoo takes place this weekend, but there are some changes for families this year.
Yeah, the Halloween at the Zoo event will feature a bouncy house, face painting, and a costume contest, and more. What you won't find, though, is a trick-or-treat route. That was causing too many backups in the past. It just got too popular. So kids can skip the work and get a 1-pound treat bag instead for $5. The event starts at 9:30 Sunday morning and runs until 3.
All right, so if you're dropping some serious dough, getting everyone ready in your household for Halloween, you're not alone. Wallet Hub says people are expected to spend more than $3 billion, that's a B, on costumes this year, including ones for their pets. Spending on candy is expected to reach more than $2.5 billion. That study also found 72% of parents admit to stealing candy from their kids. I think I decided that's a little low, probably.
Oh, the percentage?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean,
it's going to be closer to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 6:24 your time now. There is a new stretch of trails opening over in Sauk County this weekend. The goal is to get cyclists to ride all the way over to Devil's Lake. We're going to need some serious training before Danica and I undertake that.
Oh, yeah, you and me both. And as Madison police work to put body cameras on human officers, other departments are already getting footage from their canines. More of the day's top stories are next on News 3 this morning.
Two Greene County people are facing felony charges after police rescued dozens of chickens from a cockfighting ring.
And energized for Election Day. From physical signs to messages sent directly to you on your phone, the many ways political organizations are making sure students in particular know when Election Day is.
This is News 3 This Morning.
Good morning and welcome to the final half hour of News 3 This Morning. It's 6:28 now on this Friday, October 26th. That's the good news. It's Friday. The weather, not so much.
Yeah, we just won't see the sun very much. It won't be too cold, though. Let's turn it over to Hattie, who is outside and can attest personally to just how chilly it might be. Good morning, Hads.
Good morning. It's a little chilly, but you expect that this time of the year. Nothing crazy this morning. Take a live look from the WISC-TV sky cam and just really dark. We have a lot of clouds in the area. We're not even able to see any glimpses of light on the horizon yet. Sun comes up just before 7:30 this morning. We do have clouds, as I mentioned, and even a little bit of rain. Little is the key word there. Just a few light sprinkles or isolated showers this morning across southern Wisconsin. And that sort of trend will continue through the day. Not a day that you're necessarily going to need the rain gear, but you may see a few sprinkles. Temperatures are in the low 40s this morning in most spots, although north of Columbia County, temperatures are in the 30s. Here's a look at your day planner temps. We will climb through the 40s back into the low 50s this afternoon. A few showers possible here and there. Otherwise, your first alert traffic update this morning will show you what's happening on the roads right now. Wanted to let you know that there is a stalled vehicle at exit 135. That is in between Madison and Sun Prairie on the interstate there, so be aware of that. No delays in that area. Oh, it does look like delays are starting to show up now. On the Beltline, though, still looking pretty good travel-wise and in the downtown areas. If you are headed into Madison, a little slower than normal on Verona Road. And that's your first alert traffic.
All right, Hattie, thank you so much. A Beloit woman is in the Rock County Jail on a $25,000 bond this morning after allegedly assaulting a man she thought molested her 2-year-old.
The Janesville Gazette reports 30-year-old Precious Bailey faces multiple felonies after reading tarot cards on her smartphone that says she confirmed the man was abusing her child. She told authorities she had visions of what the man did, even though she had taken the child to the hospital 4 or 5 times and staff found no signs of abuse. Police say Bailey beat and sexually assaulted that man in an RV on her property with her toddler inside. She's scheduled to be back in court on Tuesday. Deputies in Greene County are investigating a possible cockfighting ring they found outside Monroe this week. 36-year-old Water Min Dong and 39-year-old Puwang Win are both facing felony charges for instigating fights between animals. Officers found a number of dead and injured chickens at a house inside the town of Clarno, just outside of Monroe. 37 chickens and 16 chicks were seized from that house. They're now recovering at a ranch in Brodhead. 3 more birds had to be euthanized at the scene.
We are all familiar with robocalls, visits from big-name politicians, and TV ads during the campaign season. But what you might not be used to is a text from your friendly political activists.
More and more of those groups are turning to text to spread their messages. Christina Laurie's live on campus this morning with the effect that might be having on younger voters. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, ladies. Many of the nearly 30,000 undergrads here at the UW-Madison will be voting in their very first election this November. And from physical signs posted around campus to messages sent directly to their phones, they're more informed now more than ever before. Midterms historically have pretty low voter turnout, especially among young voters. Polling released just this week by the Washington Post shows 67% of voters between the ages of 18 and 39 say they are absolutely certain to vote this year, 25% above the last midterm election in 2014. Political campaigns and parties say they're sending more texts this year than in past elections. The practice was first used on a large scale by former President Obama's campaign during the 2008 election and has only escalated ever since as the political landscape has grown more divisive.
The enthusiasm and passion is already there. People have been marching in the streets all year, and our hope and what we think is going to happen is folks are going to be marching to the polling place in the same record numbers.
Next Gen is endorsing the Democratic candidates on the ballot this year, so we also reached out to the campus Republicans who agree that, quote, a major tool in this outreach has been using text messages or other instant messaging services such as Facebook Messenger. They say people are still warming up to the idea of cold texting, but it's allowing them to reach younger adults who they haven't previously been able to get the message out to. Now, if you're getting texts from political candidates and you don't want them, you can usually text STOP to the number that is sent to your phone and you'll automatically be unsubscribed. You may be wondering, is this even legal to be getting messages from someone that you haven't subscribed to? Well, it is, because political texts fall under a non-commercial clause. So unfortunately, they can set them to you if you want them or if you don't.
Yeah, pretty interesting way to be getting in touch with our voters. All right, Christina Laurie reporting for us this morning. Thank you, Christina.
All right, regardless of political party affiliation, I'm thinking a pizza party is a fairly universal platform, right? Ian's Pizza will offer a free slice of its mac and cheese pizza to anyone who comes in on Election Day with a sticker. Of I voted sticker, that is. The offer is good at the State Street and Francis Street locations until 9 p.m. on November 6th. Now, state law technically prohibits any sort of compensation for voting, including any object that costs more than $1, maybe like a slice of pizza. However, the district attorney is responsible for actually pressing charges.
Dane County is in the middle of putting together its budget for next year, and leaders want to know what you think should be included. The county's Personnel and Finance Committee is meeting on Monday and Tuesday to go over some amendments for the 2019 budget. While members of other subcommittees will be presenting their amendments, members of the public can also testify on behalf of some of those proposals. That committee will eventually put together a final group of amendments to present to the full county board. That's at their next meeting on November 12th.
As Madison's police department continues to look into body cameras for its officers, there is a growing number of canines using that technology to help their human partners. The Muskego Police Department just bought its first camera for a canine named Sirius, that is. Now, the cameras are generally attached to a vest on the dog's back, and using that live video from the camera can help officers get a preview of layout in the woods, a home, or a business to make sure officers can enter those unfamiliar areas more safely. Very few departments across the country, though, have these canine cameras because they usually cost between $6,000 and $20,000 a piece.
The second part of the Great Sauk State Trail is going to open later today. This right here is video of the first phase of that project over in Sauk County. The latest phase will extend the trail through the former Badger Ammo property all the way to Devil's Lake. Former Governor Tommy Thompson will help cut the ribbon on that new stretch this afternoon. The group Friends of the Great Sauk State Trail will also present a check for $500,000 to Sauk County officials. To date, the group has raised $900,000 to help pay for that project. We have a First Alert traffic reminder for this Halloween weekend. That is when thousands of ghosts, ghouls, and other freaks will head downtown for this year's Freak Fest. West Gilman between State and North Henry Streets will close at 8 tomorrow morning, and West Mifflin at Wisconsin Avenue is going to close at 2 in the afternoon, so crews can start building the concert stages there. Streets that cross State Street will start closing at 5 in the afternoon tomorrow, including Lake, Johnson, and Dayton Streets. Gorham Street will close at 6. Quite a mess down there, so if you don't have to be downtown, maybe avoid it if you can. All of the closures will stay in place until 3 in the morning on Sunday.
Just stay away if you don't have to be down there.
You're going to find me on the west side.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, 6:36 right now. Investigators say a Florida post office could be the source of suspicious packages sent to a number of President Trump's critics. That updates in the morning sprint.
Luckily, the Badgers have an early kickoff tomorrow because otherwise Northwestern Stadium could look like a snow globe. We'll look ahead to who will be playing quarterback for Wisconsin when News 3 This Morning continues.
Welcome back. It is almost 6:40 on this Friday morning, and we wanted to share the My Morning from Chris. He shared this one via email. It's a sunrise in Baraboo, just gorgeous with the cloud formations there and the fiery sun above. Really cool shot.
Quintessential Wisconsin sunrise right there with the farm in the background. Absolutely love it.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for sharing, Chris. What does your morning look like? Take a picture, post it on our Facebook page or on Twitter, and use the hashtag MyNews3Morning. Danica and I share our favorites right here on the program.
So the Red Sox are 2 games ahead and 2 wins away from a big locker room champagne party and some new bling.
Yeah, Game 3 of the World Series is tonight at Dodger Stadium. Right-hander Rick Porcello will start for the Sox. He has an ERA of 4.22 over about 11 innings this month. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts said to expect a different lineup tonight after using an all-righty lineup against left-handers Chris Sale and David Price. He's starting rookie right-hander Walker Buehler on the mound. Now, historically, teams that have won the first 2 games of the World Series have gone on to win the Commissioner's Trophy 84% of the time. First pitch is just after 7 tonight on Fox.
Badgers hit the road tomorrow, hoping the homecoming momentum will bring them a win over Northwestern. But Wisconsin might have to pull that off without their starting quarterback. The Badgers hit the road again, and they will be over in Northwestern. Alex Hornibrook is under concussion protocol right now. We won't know whether or not he will play tomorrow morning until later today when the official injury report comes out. Badgers play 11 a.m. in Evanston. That game is over on Fox.
The Packers leave for Los Angeles today ahead of Sunday's meeting with the undefeated Rams. The team's official injury report for the game will come out this afternoon. Wide receivers Randall Cobb and Geronimo Allison are still fighting hamstring injuries. They were limited in practice all week. Rookie cornerback Jair Alexander also continues to deal with a groin injury that might keep him out of another game. The Packers are 9.5-point underdogs on Sunday. Kickoff is set for 3:25 at the Coliseum. All right, it could be a little chilly for a soccer match today, but nothing too bad if you're running around enough. Patty is keeping things cloudy and cool with chances for snow. Yes, snow this weekend. She'll tell you what areas should expect some flurries. That's coming up after the break.
First, though, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, please let us know so we can show their picture on TV. And thanks for watching News 3 This Morning.
Good morning. Your first alert weather forecast today includes a lot of clouds as well as some rain. I thought we'd take a look back at total rain so far this year. A lot of people wondering if this is the wettest year ever here in Madison. Well, the early answer is no. 46.35 inches of rain so far, but that does put us in 4th place for the wettest years ever here in Madison. You can see where the rest of the years stack up. All of the records above us, 1st through 3rd place, set back in the 1800s. So those have been standing for quite some time. You see, we have to get about 6 more inches of rain, almost 7 inches of rain, to take that 1st spot place. And we have till the end of the year. So we will add to those rain totals likely. Not a lot coming up this weekend. Here's the precipitation potential starting this morning. Just a couple hundredths of an inch through today and Saturday, but Saturday night into Sunday is when we could see a little bit more rain across southern Wisconsin, a 1/10 to maybe almost a 1/4 of an inch of rain for the area. So again, adding to those rain totals, but not very much this weekend. This weekend is, of course, Freak Fest. Let me get out of the way for Frankenstein's monster here. He is taking the show, jamming away. For Saturday night, the forecast looks cloudy. Temperatures in the 40s. As you head towards the midnight hour, that's some chances for rain start to increase. Not a lot of rain left on the radar map this morning, though. You can see the rain north of Madison has pretty much fallen apart right now. More widespread rain to our south. That is going to track eastward through the day. Watch that rain across Illinois move to the east, so it's not going to move into southern Wisconsin. A weak storm system to our north and west keeps the clouds in place, as well as a chance for a few showers here and there. Many spots, though, staying completely dry through the day today. Temperatures are going to stay pretty consistent over the next couple of days. Next best chance for rain again Saturday night into Sunday. Temperatures are generally in the 40s, 44 in Des Moines. Minneapolis checks in with 46 degrees this morning. It's even 47 in Chicago. Here in southern Wisconsin, temperatures are still in the 40s as well. 42 in Madison and Lone Rock, 43 in Mineral Point, but now 39 in the Dells. Winds are going to stay light through the day today, less than 10 miles an hour. They'll be from the east, but not offering much of a wind chill. Here's a look at your Pinpoint City forecast highs today. 52 in Stoughton and 51 in Fort Atkinson today. Expect a lot of clouds across southern Wisconsin. A few showers possible. 53 in Prairie du Chien. Muscadet tops at 52 degrees. And to the north, may see some more 40s on the map. From Boston over to Princeton, topping at 49 degrees. Here in Madison, we'll hit a high of 51 today, 51 tomorrow as well, with a lot of clouds and just a slight chance for rain. Temperatures will stay pretty consistent into the next week. However, I did change up the forecast a little bit, taking out that rain chance for Wednesday. Now it looks like that storm will move through on Tuesday, leaving Halloween dry. Here's our Pet Walk forecast. What a name. Sassy in Fitchburg, all groomed up, ready to go.
What a name.
Yeah. I wonder if Sassy fits her name, if she's sassy enough.
Kind of looks like she did. Hello.
Love it. She'll be strutting her stuff on the walk today.
She will be. All right. Thanks, Addie.
You're welcome.
The morning sprint's coming up next here on News 3 this morning. 6:51, time now for the morning sprint. You will want a rain jacket around today. Hattie says rain chances will continue into the weekend.
And Christina Laurie is going to tell us why you might be seeing political campaign text messages ahead of the midterms. But we start in Milwaukee, where former President Barack Obama will rally for Democrats today. This comes 2 days after President Trump visited the Wausau area to support Governor Walker and Senate candidate Leah Vukmir. Their opponents, Tony Evers and Senator Tammy Baldwin, will join Obama this afternoon. Doors open at 12:30 at North Division High School on Milwaukee's north side.
The candidates for governor will debate again tonight in Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, WTMJ, and UW Milwaukee are all co-hosting the debate between Governor Walker and Tony Evers. That starts at 6 p.m. and will be streamed live. The most recent Marquette Law School poll showed Governor Walker with a slight lead over his Democratic opponent.
With less than 2 weeks to go until Election Day, politicians are in full campaign mode, taking out TV ads, robocalls, posting signs, and even sending messages directly to your personal cell phone. They're doing that now more than ever before. Politicians find texting an effective way to reach young people who are attached to their phones or people living in rural areas who could be hard to reach in person. The practice was first used on a large scale during the 2008 election. While it's illegal for companies to send text to people without their consent, there's a catch. Political emails and texts are considered non-commercial and are exempt from that law.
Clouds in place and a little bit of rain in the forecast today. Take a look at the radar map and you'll see really not a lot of rain right now. We have had a few showers here in Madison as well overnight. Sprinkles or very light showers are possible today. Many spots, though, will remain dry. High temperatures will be in the low 50s later on this afternoon with a light east-northeasterly wind.
Thank you so much, Hattie. A former congressional candidate and well-known Capitol protester will be detained at least through the weekend after he was officially charged in federal court. A federal judge ordered 30-year-old Jeremy Ryan to stay in jail until a hearing that's scheduled for Monday. The FBI arrested Ryan earlier this week for allegedly trying to buy radioactive material online with the intent to kill someone. The documents didn't name who Ryan planned to send that substance to.
Police say a post office near Miami may be where someone sent suspicious packages out to a number of high-profile Democrats and Democratic supporters. So far, 10 crude pipe bomb devices have been intercepted. Those packages were addressed to 8 different people, including the Clintons, former President Obama, and former Vice President Joe Biden. Now, investigators are warning there may be more of these bombs in the mail. The ones that have been recovered continue to be examined at an FBI lab.
CIA Director Gina Haspel has supposedly heard audio of a journalist's murder and was expected to brief President Trump on that sound. Turkey says the sound proves Jamal Khashoggi was brutally murdered in the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, but the tape's existence hasn't been proven yet. After claiming his death was an accident, Saudi leaders now say it was a premeditated killing. That country's chief prosecutor is expected to be in Turkey on Sunday to investigate.
A disaster recovery center opens today in Reedsburg to help Sauk County residents affected by flooding over the summer. That will be open from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday in the space between the Pizza Hut and Jay's Power Center on Main Street. Officials with FEMA, the Small Business Administration, and other agencies will be there to help with flooding-related issues.
Madison will soon have its own disaster recovery center, but city officials haven't said where it will be or when it will open. You don't need to wait for that center to open, though, to report damage. You can call FEMA at that number right there on your screen or go online to disasterassistance.gov. All of that information is up on channel3000.com as well.
The city of Madison will start collecting unwanted sandbags on Monday. Anyone living in the designated flood zone can just put them on the curb. Anyone outside of that zone, though, does need to request a pickup online. You can find specific directions for disposal on channel3000.com. The city is not requiring you to get rid of those sandbags, so people in flood-prone areas can keep them for future use.
An organization that fights against racial inequities in Madison is getting $1 million to help further their efforts. The State Journal reports the UW School of Medicine awarded that grant to the Nehemiah Community Development Corporation. That organization trains people of color to become leaders in a city that's predominantly white and educates others about systemic racism.
The second phase of the Great Sauk State Trail opens this afternoon. You're seeing video of the first phase of that project, which goes from Sauk City to Prairie du Sac. The latest phase, though, extends the trail through the former Badger Ammo property all the way to Devil's Lake. The Friends of the Great Sauk State Trail has raised $900,000 so far to help pay for that project.
And if you're looking for a kid-friendly Halloween activity this weekend, The annual Halloween at the Zoo features a bouncy house, face painting, and costume contests and more. What you won't find, though, is trick-or-treating. The route caused too many backups in the past. Kiddos can skip the work instead and get a 1-pound treat bag for $5. That event starts Sunday at 9:30 in the morning and runs until 3.
All right, almost 6:57 right now. Let's turn it over to Jason Ryan with one more look at your first alert traffic. Hey, Jason.
Hello. No problems or delays of any kind in either direction on the Beltline, but be careful for traffic bunching up at the on-ramps going to the Beltline. Downtown, East Wash, and North Blair have a bit of a tie-up. West Wash and Broome seeing a slowdown. Wisconsin Avenue stop both ways at Gorham. And again, if you're planning to go downtown at all today, be aware of any setup crews prepping the square for Freak Fest. That's happening tomorrow night. With First Alert Traffic, I'm Jason Ryan.
Thanks, Jason.
And here's the view from the Edgewater Sky Cam. Cloudy skies in the Madison area. No rain right now, but there is the possibility for a few showers today. It'll be hit and miss. Temperatures will climb to highs in the low 50s this afternoon. It'll stay pretty cloudy with rain chances continuing through the weekend.
All right, be sure to grab a jacket on your way out the door this morning and download our First Alert Traffic and Weather app to keep an eye out for those possible flurries this weekend. Have a great Friday.